Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, but has it been forever? 'Cause dying don't agree with me.
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experience. We can't see you, can't hear you, yet we will play for you. This night's offering is a continuation of our game of Dialect. To learn how we generate stories playing the game of Dialect, go check out our Dialect Rules Primer. Our humble players, myself, John Holt, with me,
Ken Breese.
right, and a returning guest.
Eric Mersmann.
And Jeff Dietlere.
All
Hey,
right.
welcome back, guys.
So as of this being live, your Kickstarter has successfully funded.
Yay!
All right. So our game of Dialect so far, we are playing the Outpost.
Ooh.
We are a series of expendables. We are the waste people sent to Mars that was not properly terraformed to relieve pressure on Earth. Of
So
who
much
knows
pressure
why.
of these garbage people that need to get expelled.
We were part of Project Eternity, and now we call our isolation Eternity. We are on Mars. There are storms because of the poor terraforming. There are not a great atmosphere, a little bit of atmosphere, but not much, and lots of storms that wreck the atmosphere. We are at the mercy now of the upstaters.
Oh.
So from the previous age, we have learned that out in the waste, there is a properly terraformed, domed domicile, that is a domed place. Another colony spot that is nice and seems to have some sort of environmental controls. And the people we thought were going out to die in the waste to relieve themselves of a burden or us of their burden have actually been finding this place and
In the
living
center of
in
the
it.
storm.
in the heart of a storm. Yeah. So they have come back, and now we've learned of it. Another 5 years has passed, and we are getting into our second age. So everyone has their cards for the second age. If you got a connection, jump right in.
Create a word, pair with any aspect, and create a word for an important concept linked to that aspect.
This one's a little bit flipped, I think, where you build the word, then you attach meaning to
Yeah.
it.
Let's call it the Aftaxu. So I'm going to return to a concept that we had earlier. And Aftaxu is the brand name of the ventilation dome, right? And so that's what the fancy people who live there call it.
It means it's their name as well. Like
Yeah, what's the
They're the
their tribe.
Aftaxu.
They are the Aftaxu of Aftaxu.
And they have a list of corporate values. What Aftaxu stands for.
Of course.
It's value,
Mm-hmm.
it's efficiency,
Shareholder value.
Shareholder value.
Exactly.
And who are the shareholders?
if not the Aftaxu.
Right.
Is there like a phrase, like a taxu, discover your future or
Oh,
something?
gosh.
Yeah.
Uncovering frontiers, something like that.
So this is a concept. This is how these people identify what we call upstaters, I guess. They call themselves Aftaxu. Cool. And so the prompt for the scene is a change of status.
A change in status, yeah.
So who is in this conversation?
There's a potential status battle between Bizz and Madame Gisela.
Pretty close. Gisela.
Gisela. But 2 is now like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And kind of understands things
So it's the three of us. In this.
Yeah.
So where are we and what are we doing?
in the dispo thing. And it takes me a minute to get out because, again, I'm bigger than I used to be.
Yeah.
3 should really be doing more of this work. We're in the filthy...
3 is twins, by the way.
Nice. They're both 3.
So yeah, we're in this disgusting room that should not have lasted this long. That's covered in offal and where our food comes from. I think your skepticism, madam, might come into play.
Well, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here right now? Like, why are we here?
So I'm going to give you the lowdown on. All right, so the dispo, this is not sustainable. I know this machine better than anybody else. Okay, these tubes, we don't have any replacements. We could jury rig some, but there's this
What
thing is
about
on
the
its last
shipments from
legs.
Aftoxu? I thought that they were assuring us that they would provide replacements for the dispo. Haven't they been sumping to provide us with replacements?
I mean, it's been like 15 posits since they said that.
I agree. Why haven't they given to us what they had said they would?
I don't know, Bizz. You're kind of in charge of the negotiations. No, what did they say?
Well,
For the
those
bad
aft holes,
idea?
they
Ooh.
let's just say they don't they have a pretty low view on eternity here. And they don't think eternity is going to last very long. I'm there with them, but doesn't mean we should stop sumping. Doesn't mean that we just got to keep churning out during the posits. Keep things rolling. I mean, Toxu could fall apart at any moment. Hell, so eternity's gonna fall apart probably sooner, but
Well,
may as well have a backup.
Do you want to leave Eternity and go to Aftoxu?
I mean, this is my home, but it does. I mean, you said it yourself, Biz. This place is going to die.
I mean, this whole planet is gonna send us upstate. Like,
Well, the ventilation dome seems fine. Like, right? The people who come back, they talk about how great everything is and how verdant.
well,
Aftoxu, I don't know if I believe all the stories about it. None of us have ever seen it.
and it's not for them. It's not theirs, really.
It's true. At some point, I mean, they're living on borrowed time.
I mean, eternity's a mess. The dispo is, one posit away
but
from
I mean,
exploding. But
you've been sumping so long on this dispo at this point. I mean, no one knows it better than you. You are the master dispo.
it is our eternity.
And I'm telling you, as the dispo master, that this has a dozen posits left in it. Tops.
Well, what do you think we should do, dispo master?
I think we're I think we're already under the thumb of Aftaxu. I think whoever shows up, we're going to be just as unpopular as anybody under the dome. So I think we should go and hit up the ventilation dome. I think we need to.
Do you think
move.
we should raid we should migrate everyone to that? They won't even tell us where it is. But I like the cut of your jib. You let it be known, dispo master.
Biz, you look unhappy.
Well, look, it's you're gonna go there, and it's just a matter of posits before you all are sent upstate. I mean, you may as well stick here
What we
with
thought
what
was
you know.
upstate was much better than we thought. You're just don't listen to this guy.
I feel like, is this a question about who gets to be called boss?
No, there are no bosses here. You are the dispo master.
This is about
None of us are
this is
masters.
about something against the inevitable, and you're just again you're pissing in the storm here.
I don't know.
If you go this route, you're prolonging it. You should embrace how short eternity is and just enjoy it.
Biz, you've always been a great guide to me, and I do appreciate that. And I appreciate everything you've done for eternity. But I'm leaving. And 3 is coming with me.
Not both of them, I hope.
Both of them.
Well, we need one of the 3s here.
Well, unless you want to send me upstate, I'm leaving, and anyone who wants to is welcome to come with me. But I can see when something's about to end.
It seems like I'm going to do the next scene. hyperbole is what's happening. It's an action. What was once a common word now packs a greater punch. Its meaning is now much stronger than it once was. Kind of feeling upstate. Possibly might be that. I could also see it maybe sump might be that. I make a connection, pick a previously defined word, explain why this changes in gravity to have become what it is. Skip the build a word phase. We don't need to build a word. For upstate, I think what it means now, instead of death, which is what it meant before, for the isolation is aspirational. That we all want to go upstate. We all want to die, but we all want to go where the upstaters went. We want to follow two. Once he left, once the children left, what are we even doing here? Let's all go. So I think that's maybe more where it is.
Okay.
Like
So I'm totally interested in this. Why don't we just go? Is the question that I have, right? Because if everything I'm hearing is like this place is great, why are we still at it? Why is anybody still at eternity?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was kind of the.
And I had posited that the reason we're under Aftaksu, we're under Aftaksu's thumb is because we don't know the way there. They found it when they were sent out.
Okay.
And then they came back and told us about it. So it's only been whoever they're allowing to go there goes there.
So like there's caravanners or somebody who like goes back and forth is how I'm kind of seeing
Well, I mean,
it.
that's probably M, right? I mean, that's
Or
what
it
we're
could
talking
be, yeah, it
about.
could be anybody. Or like another, if it is a hidden route, it's an Aftaksu who has a vehicle from this place.
And that's more what I'm thinking is that
With
it's
routing.
hidden. You can't get there easily. It's in the eye of the storm. You have to go through storms. It's
Right.
hard to get there.
Yeah, since they only allow so many, like they would bring in kids or like people they may see as having value. Like it's like a flip a little bit.
It stopped being about death. When we're talking about going upstate, we're not talking about death anymore.
Well, I guess
we're talking
reading
about
it as
we're talking about finding Eden. We're
but
talking
it's
about finding
also
heaven.
about a social status change. It's like you're upstatusing too, right? Because
You're upping your state. It continues. Yeah, you go to Aftaksu. I mean, at this point, are we thinking of Aftaksu is almost like a near mythic, magical place? Like it's going there is akin to going to heaven. That's what
so
I'm feeling.
It could be that while I declared my intention to go there, I have no idea how to get there.
Right.
So I could.
But this is a third faction, maybe that's sort of brewing here.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess we'll let it play out, right?
Okay.
So,
So we know 2 hasn't left yet, but that's how the hyperbole is taking effect.
to upstate is no longer so much to die.
And the scene prompt is mountains out of molehills. I think we're going to have to do it. We're going to have M in the scene and 2. I think the 2 of you are going to discuss the impending leave.
We could frame it as 2 thinks that M knows
the way. There it is. I like that a lot.
And you're trying to get me to tell you or take you or something like that.
And maybe you're sumping outside. So you guys are actually outside while this scene is happening.
Come on, Em. Just spit it out. Come on. We've been at this for like 4 posits. You know it. I know it. Just take me to Aftaksu.
I don't know the way.
Okay, but you can find it, right? You can try. You're a tracker, right? They leave marks. They have vehicles. You know how to find things.
They have vehicles. We don't.
So what are you gonna do? You just gonna sit and die with the rest of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, great. So what you're telling me, what I'm hearing is that you could save us with a little ingenuity. Like maybe it's a little difficult, but you don't have it in you.
Could I save us by taking you to this
Upstate.
hole in the storm?
Yeah, the ventilation.
You think that's going to save you?
Yeah, I think it is. Where does all the cool stuff come from? the ventilation dome.
Where do you think the ventilation dome comes from?
I don't know. It's a dome. It's got to be big, right?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
So you have seen it. You've seen it, Em. You don't have to come. You don't have to abandon anybody. You don't have to compromise your ethics. Just tell me how to get there.
You're not going to be able to make it there on foot.
Well, what do we need?
You want to get to the dome? We need one of their. You want to get upstate? You want to be an upstater?
Yeah, I want to go upstate.
You want to be in one of those domes?
I want to breathe.
You want to follow their rules?
I already follow their rules.
No, you don't. You don't.
Okay.
You've never lived in a dome.
No, I've lived in a shit room.
Yeah, I've lived in a shit room and I've lived in a dome too. We all came from domes back on Earth where you follow their rules and you shovel their shit. Whose shit do you want to die shoveling? Yours or theirs?
It's all shit to me, man.
All right. Then kill a few of them, take one of their trucks, and drive it back.
Maybe I will.
Okay.
Thanks, Em.
I got one. A new ritual.
Ooh.
With the passage of time, our routines change. This new daily ritual has become common in the isolation. Define the ritual and name it. So I'm going to attach this to being at the mercy of the upstaters.
I mean, so our day used to be all about deposits.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like,
now, is it shifted to being all about
when they
show up?
Yeah.
We're almost like throwing lays at them and shit like that. Like
they only like take certain people, and like when they come, they'll like take some people with
every
them.
time they take someone, or is it more rare than that?
It's rare, but it's like whenever they're supposed to come, we like hold what's effectively like a feast. We try to present
like
ourselves.
we're throwing lays at them,
like
yeah,
people like it's like a coming out too. Like,
But could there also be like a little bit of the opposite too? Like we are also trying to like evoke their pity because we're at their mercy too. So we want to be like
we're showing the value of.
At this point, the dispo is only working because of the materials we are getting from them. So they are bringing us materials, and we are giving them a feast and a person in return, which is still very much sort of with what we have been doing for many years.
It can even be now
sending people away.
It can be now too, to the point where they've given us like a spare, better disposal unit, but it requires a certain fuel that they're the only ones who have access to. So we're ever so much more like at their mercy.
So we have a better dispo, but
maybe again, we even have like a greenhouse or something, right? Like, have we moved on a little bit from?
Yeah, like there's like again, it's more efficient and it's allowed us to like
grow things
and have a little bit more oxygen.
Cool.
But there's a tithe to pay.
Yep.
So these like lords kind of show up.
Yep.
And take their tax,
which is a person.
Could be a person. Could be just like a certain bushels of food that we grow or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because again, we're put to task. Maybe they don't want to be growing food, even if they have access.
Could there be something that we get out of the caves that they want? Like you talked about, like finding crystals and minerals.
Maybe there's like an addictive substance.
Or it could be that what the dispo is now putting out after so many years of us putting crystal shit in is what they want.
Yeah.
Maybe the byproduct of the dispo is
a refined crystal. Yeah.
Which is like highly addictive.
Yeah. So our shit is growing crystals that they grind and smoke or snort. Is that what we're talking about right now?
I guess so.
All right, sweet.
It's based on some cycle.
Yeah.
They show up and we pay them out their taxes, get some things in trade, and basically we host the king.
Could be like tithe.
Yeah, tithing is something that's interesting. Maybe it just
means 1/10. Could be 10th.
Yeah, you can combine it. It's harvest tithe.
Maybe it's like a weird, like we just call it tight. Like that's what
tight.
So it's someone it's a prop is or spinnerism or whatever.
Tight.
So they call
Tight's
it.
perfect.
So they say every cycle is our tight.
Now,
Well, no, there's still a pause.
there still is a pause
like
that we're
X
doing.
pause every
right.
so many
That's right,
every
that's
like 400 or not. That's a lot. Well, I don't know, right? If it's 12, so every like 40 posits or something, there's a tight.
Got it.
It's got a lot of play last turn. I'm gonna put the three of you
Cool.
in this. The prompt is the new rhythm of our days.
Here's a thought, right? Like the two of you are obviously important in preparing the materials for the tight, right? Because like you are the
crystal master,
alchemist, what have you, and you know how the machine works.
Right.
Maybe want to be like recruiting Madame Gisela into your plan to like hijack a truck while everyone is high at
cool.
tight. I told you if you get one of their trucks, then I'll tell you where to go.
Okay.
I think this is the like tight is in full swing. You're
fast forward
midway,
to the.
you're middle of the plan. Like
fast forward to the.
You're trying to get.
And you have caught us or something?
Yeah.
Like you're loading the crystals onto the truck and we're trying to like hotwire it?
You're caught with their hand in the till kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm throwing that out there, but again,
Do you want to do that instead? I'm setting the scene of M is kind of just like standing back, like leaning against the eternity, just like arms folded, like reluctantly a part of this.
Yeah.
Tights in full swing.
2 is like trying to hotwire this machine that is way out of your
beyond.
league.
Like,
I mean, I'm thinking, like.
And Madame Gisela is like bringing stuff.
Madame Gisela actually has stepped aside to take some of her personal stash of the crystals out to use.
Nice.
The crystals have been loaded earlier as part of the ritual of tight. Tight is in full swing. People are getting high. There's sort of orgy-porgy style.
And that's all happening like
away.
Right, no, but not away. I think it's like right there, right? Because that's the communal space. Right inside the cave. So it's like right there.
Right, because it's also like the airlock to eternity is where this vehicle is backed up to.
Yeah. And so, you guys have to hotwire it and unlock it from the airlock. And so I walk up and I'm, ingesting these drugs. And I say, oh, M, too much for you? It's a little too hot?
Shaman, excellent, tight, as always.
As always, a happy tight to you, my friend. Deuce, too?
I'm real high.
What?
Good tight.
You're less greasy than normal.
Well, it's the sand blasting.
But your grease is all over that wall. Have you been messing with the upstater's vehicle? What's going on here?
All right, I'm going to level with you.
Okay.
You know how I was talking about maybe leaving and going.
I heard your youthful passion coming out. Yes. I know you have so many ideas about life and about the best way to go. Take it from me. I've lived for decades.
Yeah. But M gave me a better idea.
Oh.
Which is to steal this vehicle, which will get us to the dome. You can come with us. And then we can come back once we've dealt with it. Bring everybody.
I think that you're just making a really bad mistake right now if you do that. I have a mind to give you a timeout, honestly.
Wow, what are you, some kind of Aftaxu?
No, obviously not. I am not of the Aftaxu. You apparently are trying to become of them.
I'm just saying you're acting in accordance with their values and principles.
No, that's not true. I am not. That's not true. I am acting in the accordance of eternity's values and principles.
So reporting us to the appropriate authority, that's not in the list of Aftaxu principles.
I was going to report you.
So you're not going to report us.
Why would I report you?
So go enjoy your tight.
No.
Happy tight.
No,
Happy tight.
no. I will not allow you to make this mistake. I care about you too much. I I've seen you grown from a child to this larger child.
I see your point. I'm persuaded. So you just go ahead and go inside, and I'm going to stay out here and think about what I've done for a while.
Well, you do what you think is best, but do remember when you leave, you will be killing all of us. You do realize that the dispo will not work without you. I know it's new, but none of us know anything about it.
But the dispo just makes drugs now.
Yeah, the greenhouse 3 can deal with that, no problem.
You want to stop making drugs?
If the kid wants to go to Aftoxu and be a little Aftoxu youth, then why not?
Well, what a topic to discuss on Tight. Maybe you should keep out of sight of any Aftoxu. You're lucky they're having such a good time right now. But this Tight will end soon. I can't make your decisions for you. You apparently are a grown-up now. I don't know anything about being a grown-up. Why would I know anything about being a grown-up?
Do not mock me, Shaman.
You are mocking our very way of life by abandoning us. You think Aftoxu has the answers?
He doesn't want answers. He just wants blue skies.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I've never seen them. You understand?
None of us here have ever seen Aftoxu. How do you know it exists?
M?
I wouldn't say none of us.
I think that's a good place to end this.
Indeed. Indeed it is.
I'm going to go with the future. The storms. My pitch for this is that the future is blue skies. How we refer to what is yet to come and what it means to us. This may be an important event in the future or the future as a broad concept. I think
the
that
passing of the storm or something.
That there's like this increasing
it.
faction that is like thinking about this idea that like someday the blue skies will come to us all.
Yeah, it's getting very religious. It's getting very
and probably the Aftoxu
ritualistic.
are using that, especially after like this little micro insurgency, right? Of saying like, hey, if you folks just stay here working the dispo for us, then blue skies will come to you too.
It's
like my thought is that they have like dropped you back off basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tried it and they put you on a timeout.
Yeah.
Is it like Azure or like is it some?
I like blue sky. I mean blue sky.
I like Azure. Cerulean is another great
hue.
blue.
Cerulean blue hue.
Klein, International Klein, blue skies. No, can't do it. It's patented. I don't know. I like the idea of just blue skies,
Yeah, blue
but
skies.
Is that too?
It's
that's
one
too
word.
Generic.
It's one word. Blue skies.
Blue sky.
Blue skis.
Let's crack open a couple blue skis for time.
Some blue skis.
So my scene here is we have different visions. I feel like we just did that scene, so I don't want to like drive this into the ground too much.
Maybe within that you can mix up the characters.
But I'm thinking maybe Bizz and M in this scene again, and it'll bookend with our first scene from last week. M is still doing the scavenging of the algae, and it's still to keep the dispo running, but like it's not to feed us anymore, right? Like so, M is just kind of like going through the motions, and my thought is that I don't, if this isn't what you're thinking for Bizz, we can tweak it. But my thought is like you have come to find like M is supposed to go out. Bizz was on the airlock duty, just like the first scene that we did. Yeah, sump on the airlock. Mm-hmm. And M didn't show up. So Bizz has gone to find them and is like, why aren't you going out on your like algae sump? M is just like, I'm done. And maybe you're trying to like pitch the blue skies vision to them.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're kind of despondent in your bunk or whatever. Like your own sort of like cave or whatever. Yeah. So
I'm just like pouting.
Bizz comes up, knocks on their door.
Oh, Bizz.
Hey, So, I was expecting you to go out for 4 days.
Yeah,
It's, 8 posits past your sump.
yeah.
Buddy. Come on, little one. Let's get out there, all right?
I'm not doing it again. The storms are terrible. We don't need the algae to eat anymore. We've got the greenhouse. That dispo is just to make the aftoxu tight as hell.
Yeah, you're just feeding another system. You're right. It's just another. You're putting it in. You're sumping and sumping and sumping, and it's all the same.
You know what?
You're still working.
I'd rather be shoveling sand. I miss the days shoveling sand. When that was the sump, simpler then.
You got to get out. You got to do your sump. It's your place in this organization until it falls apart around us.
Or until blue skies for everyone.
Blue skies are going to be for some, I suppose, and they can enjoy it for as long as it lasts. But if you want a taste of it, if you want a chance at it, whether it's being a crystal head of Toxu out there under what they call blue skies, or getting up on the rocks if the place ever clears, if ever sand ever clears, which could happen. We've only been here a decade. Storms can't be forever. There's got to be a break. And in fact, the more you're out there, the more chance you have of seeing an actual break and not a manufactured Toxu break. The more posits you spend outside, more chance you see a real blue sky.
All right.
Look, I don't take for positivity or chances of things going well. But you got to get your blue sky where you can get it. And if it's at the end of a crystal pipe, sure. If it's doing a run and feeling good about your sump and going to bed at the end of a posit, knowing that your exhaustion is something you earned, do it. Whatever gets you upstate.
All right. Lead the way to blue skies then.
That's right. Come on, up and at 'em.
That was the most positive the captain's ever been.
Yay.
Yay.
So we're going to change ages. And so similar kind of deal. So first things first, we are going to read the prompt for this coming age. What was foreshadowed has come to pass. The end of the isolation is near. There is no escaping. The pathway for that is colony ships have entered orbit. They've continued with their advanced supply drops, and some include tools for communication. Anyone among us could have squirreled away a rogue comlink, connecting them back to Earth after a long silence. This leaves many unsettled. With just the first wave, they would outnumber us massively, and who knows how many are still on their way. How do we each prepare for their arrival? It's in the state of flux.
Yeah, so we could say there are more domes.
Yeah,
have fallen.
Domes have been dropping.
Have dropped. Yeah,
I love it.
And are they inhabited? Is there have we?
I think not yet.
No,
right?
not yet. No.
Or have we lost communication with the Toxu?
No tights for a while.
Yeah, tight, longer between tights.
How much time has passed? How much time has passed? That's a good place to start.
Let's start with that.
Yeah, I think 5.
I think 5 is good too. Because then, I'm 70 years old now. I'm
pushing 80.
Pushing 80.
Probably 85.
Wow.
Oof. Yeah, old man.
It's better than American healthcare.
I know.
Ew.
Space is easy on the bones.
Good Phil.
So we could also kind of answer some of those questions after we evolve an aspect, I think, too, right? Kind of see what the evolution prompts us to react to.
5 years have gone by. We know more domes are dropping. They're uninhabited. The Aftoxu have stopped showing up as frequently. When they show up, are they more militaristic? Are they they
Well-
like fighting? Are
Well, that's a
they...
question. Like maybe that isn't the case yet because could still be at the mercy of them,
Okay, so
right?
so
Like,
right.
why don't we talk through our pillars? Like
Okay.
if they change, like storms, for instance, if that were changing,
Yeah, if there were more domes of
it's like things are stabilizing.
yeah.
Like
we
it's-
could do it that
creates
way.
like a web that
Mhm.
actually like controls the weather more
Mhm.
globally, potentially,
go
or
that
like
way.
less locally. That's one possibility. So like blue skies are coming true. The we are expendable. That could go even further.
Yeah,
like,
we are being exterminated.
right, or like we are.
Or
What's the word for? Yeah, like we're a threat.
harvested.
Or we could say we could
do...
Or maybe we are essential.
make a run for one of these new.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We change this from at the mercy of to allied with, or
This is like weird. What if the people who come like they are infertile or something? Like there's
Yeah.
been a plague on Earth that everyone's infertile.
Another thought is like because it talked about the equipment starts turning on.
Mm.
What if like the automated defenses of Ectoxia
yes,
turned on and all like started targeting the people that were
So
there? Like they all got driven out
So
of
they've
their
had
own
to
dome,
come
They all
back
went
to us.
upstate.
and they've
Yeah,
come
they
back
come
to
back.
us,
or gone upstate.
Right.
and so we're all
So that would
kind
be
of
shifting this
reunified.
one. A
Yeah,
little bit,
they would,
right?
or they're under our thumb now. Is that
Well,
how
I
it
mean,
changes?
whatever. However, we
Or
chose to choose to take them in, right? That's how we would find out. Like we would find out first, because these trucks pull up and they have like a ton of equipment
Yep.
Right.
that they like
They
loaded
just
up on their
harvested.
way out.
Yep, that they harvested.
But either let us in, or maybe the skies are clearing at the same time, and they don't have to. They don't have to be in the caves.
I like it that the skies haven't cleared yet.
Okay.
Maybe we're starting to see some lessening of storms, but maybe they haven't totally cleared yet.
Yeah.
But I like this idea that they've come to us. They've brought all this equipment and gear. We've opened arm, let them sort of back in, but maybe there's a tension there.
They were driven out of the domes, but they brought weapons with them, and
Yeah.
they're like
Oh yeah.
they're still ruling us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Sure.
Like just I
So we're
want to
still
I
at
want to
their
try to
mercy.
find some other way to like
Sure.
evolve things. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then,
Like-
then let's change. We are expendable.
So we are
to-
hunted. All right, I'm ready. I have an antonym, but it's not technically an antonym per se.
We'll forgive you just
I'm
this
gonna
once.
I'm gonna do the word that I just introduced. So the opposite of blue skies is red sand, and that's like what we're calling like the new like
Resistance movement.
that like our future isn't blue skies anymore, right? Like
okay.
our only future is going to be red sand. So maybe like instead of the future, it's the present,
It's still like an aspect of like our near future.
right?
Right.
But it's like more tied to the we are hunted
Got it.
aspect. Yeah.
Like red sand can be blood in the sand as
Yeah.
well as
Yeah,
like, the sand of Mars.
Opposites meet. A conflict between someone who is like, oh, we have to keep doing the work to get things ready for the Earthlings when they get here, and someone who is like, no, we have to get ready to fight them. But I don't know what characters fit into those.
I mean, I can pitch it as like Bizz he's maybe a sympathizer to some degree
Yeah.
and is like, this is inevitable, like whether we get killed or whether they just let us come back and work for them.
I mean, yeah, I like
And
two,
then
I like two and Bizz.
Two could be like a 15-year-old
Exactly.
rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
two have you been radicalized?
This is a Gray Ranks game now.
Yeah. You're
every,
15.
Every dialect game at the end of it turns into another game. That's the beauty of this
exactly.
game. So yeah, we will go straight from this to Gray Ranks.
And maybe
Alright.
I mean, we could totally mirror the same scene where
Yeah.
it's like you're in the hollow, like
Yeah.
you're in the
Yeah,
hollow
you're
library,
back in the hollow library. Yeah.
and there's like
Really?
scenes of war and weaponry flashing on this monitor in front of you,
Yeah.
and in the dim light, that's when Bizz walks in on you again.
Yeah. Hey. You know the big dispo tubes? Like the real thick ones?
Yeah, I know the big dispo tubes.
And you know the the igniter at the bottom of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know this stuff more than I do, kid.
Yeah. So, do you think that could be a mortar?
What?
A mortar. It says here it's an indirect artillery weapon so that we wouldn't be exposed.
Now, Why would you need a mortar? I mean, this has nothing to do with the dispo unit and maintaining it. Why are you trying to repurpose this thing?
Because we have a new purpose. Because we are being hunted.
We're not being hunted. Look, the whole Aftoxu thing was a misunderstanding. We were brought here initially. Our mission, Project Eternity. I mean, you weren't even born yet. You don't know what the briefing was.
I've watched the briefing.
Sure, but you weren't in the room when we were getting the rundown, all right? It was pretty clear that we were sent here to hold on to Earth, keep the claim, or come to Mars, whatever, keep the claim, and make sure that no other corporate interests came in and took over.
Okay, and we did that admirably.
And so
now we're done.
And there's a little hiccup where we had some upstaters coming in from Aftoxu and making a mess of things, but things are kind of back to normal now. Those guys are back. Sump rolls on, posit by posit. All right?
Yeah.
It's all working out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's all go back to our sumps.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I just got to shut this down. I'll meet you there.
Listen, if you...
No. It's fine. I got this. We'll just shut it right down.
I'm glad you're on page, kid. This is, I don't want you to fall into any of them, to blue sky, like, it was all a fad and a phase. But
no,
you know what?
I'm all
normalcy's
red
returning.
now.
No. Come on.
No.
You want to, you know what? Red sand is just another way to get upstate. Faster than you need to. Stick to it. Live out your posit. You got a whole lot ahead of you.
You see anything but red sand out there?
Then why go chasing it? Why run towards it?
Close your eyes. Think of the future. You see anything but red sand?
I don't got to look very far. All right?
Good.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool. A new source. Out of the blue, we hear a word. Our word, said by someone we did not expect. Make a connection. Pick a previously defined word. Explain how a group that previously did not use this word has begun using it. The group may be either internal or external to the isolation. Skip the build a word phase. In the conversation, explore this new source for our language. And the prompt is a strange gift. It may have outsiders in it. So the word I'm going to change is sump, or rather I'm going to put it on, is sump. M and 2, come upon a talking crystal. Which I think is going to be played by you, John. Madame Gisela is out looking for crystals. M is leading the way, and 2, she's trying to teach you how to find crystals because it's an important thing that you should learn.
Okay.
And we come upon a talking crystal that says sump to us.
Yeah, I'm already sumping.
I didn't say that.
I'm already sumping.
What?
I'm sumping.
I don't know. Okay, good job. Keep it up.
Okay, well, I don't need orders. Like, I know how to do this.
Okay, then don't keep it up.
Are you hearing voices too?
No, I heard a voice, yeah.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Sump.
What? Now I'm hearing things.
You heard that, right?
What said that?
I know what I think I heard.
Who said that? Who's there?
And where are you guys? You guys are in the caves.
We're out in the wastes. We're in the red sands.
Is it close to where you gather your algae?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so this crystalline thing floats towards you.
Ah!
And it sort of rotates. And it starts to turn red when it sees
from
M.
under M's poncho, they pull like a weapon that they definitely should not have.
Yeah, and the crystalline entity is turning like a glowing bright red, and more spines are coming out of it as it sort of postures itself.
I say, you're not Red Sands. You're not of the Red Sands, are you?
Is this some new F-Toxu drone?
This is our home.
What? What do you mean your home? This is our home. This is the eternity where we live.
This is our home.
What?
Since when? How many posits have you been here?
How do you sump? What do you even do? If you lived here, what have you been sumping on?
Yeah, it's speaking, when it says this is our home, it's speaking an image more than thing. So it'll say sump, it'll say a few of words you understand, but for the most part, it's speaking in
I think
directly
I should
into your head with
shoot
image.
it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No!
That's a yes, no.
No!
Yeah, and it sends images into your head, sort of frantic and painfully, like showing exploding shards.
Okay, I'm not
images.
gonna shoot. Sorry.
And it reduces in tone, and as you lower your weapon, its color goes down.
We're of this place, not like those others who are coming.
Yeah, it sends images of basically it begins to impart that it is allowed coexistence, but that there's encroaching.
Yeah,
So it's showing like pressure on these crystals.
Yeah.
Where before there was like a careful balance, and they even like you see sort of an image that represents M that passes like safely into these caverns, like knowingly watched as algae is collected, these like spores that should have grown into more crystalline children.
Madame Gisela is like cutting its toenails, finding these rocks,
harvesting its eggs.
Harvesting.
And it also begins to impart like sump as like work tilling and like maintaining this balance, and that these domes as being outside, and that there is no connection between those that inhabit the domes, whereas
we don't live in a dome,
because like it's imparting that somehow these crystals connect.
Yeah.
Maybe the smoking of crystals has connected you, like it has connection to you.
That's tight.
That's where the scene ends.
I'm going to pull out a traitor.
Dun, dun, dun.
An act of utter selfishness stuns us all. What do we call the act or the people who commit it? So I'm thinking about, I think in the intro you said something about any of us could have a radio, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking...
And what aspect do you connect? We are hunted could be attached to somehow. Storms.
Yeah, let's put it under we are hunted.
So you said it's something about being in contact?
Yeah. The feeding information to...
Like sympathizers.
Yeah.
Shareholders?
There it is.
Yeah. I really like shareholders. I'm
Good.
not going to lie.
Yeah.
All right. The treacherous shareholders.
And the prompt is a traitor lives among us. Yep, we'll do Bizz and M.
Oh, this is going to be, I think, a sad ending to their relationship that started out so well.
If I throw this out there, it's on top of this mountain that we
even better.
We live this high, basically the top of the termite hill that we live in. And there's a break in the storm. Things are a little less crazy sometimes, so there's actual breaks. May not be a clear sky, but it's not whipping around us.
I mean,
so you're collaborating.
Yeah.
And I catch you.
Yeah, you're just you do. Who knows why you're ever?
Why does M do anything?
Or I'm up there drinking my cup of algae.
And you're talking. Who do these traders? Are they talking back to Earth? Is that the idea here, or the F-Toxu corporate board?
Yeah, the board.
Yeah, you hear a squawk and I.
So Bizz, you're never gonna guess what we just saw out in the waste. There was this
You got a position on a,
What?
Oh, hey there, Em. How you doing there?
What is that?
Oh, it's a bit of gear from the old Eternity. Just seeing if I can get it work now that the skies are all cleared up.
Whose voice was that?
Well,
Repeat.
Do you want the
coordinates?
truth or do you want the truth?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to our fellow Earthlings.
Our fellow Earthlings. You're talking back to Aftoxu?
Amongst others, I mean, it's a conglomeration.
It's a conglomeration.
They own a lot of the universe. Well, I mean, they lay claim to a lot of the universe, and a lot of Earth, and most of this red ball.
And what if you tell them, then you're bought in?
Oh, buddy, I bought in. I mean, how do you think they pay me to fly this ship and run this mission? I mean, I got my points. My family's taken care of.
All this time you've been a fucking shareholder?
Yeah, I got my 3%.
M pushes their cloak back and raises the weapon that they shouldn't have.
Well, my posit may come soon, but I don't think you're going to be the one to deliver me. I don't think it's quite time yet. And he calls in something on the radio.
The second the radio comes up.
Yeah. Cutscene. What we pass on. Children, newcomers, opportunities to pass on language. Even with our isolation fading, we are compelled to do so. So make a connection, play it on a previously defined word, explain how we teach this word to those who don't yet know it, skip the build a word in the conversation, explore passing on this word. So it's an inheritance, and this may have outsiders. I mean, we kind of made upstate big. There's actually another like crystalline entity in this.
Ooh, cool.
The true inhabitants of this planet or whatever. We have
What's the scene prompt?
Gisela. The scene prompt is an inheritance.
I feel like the dispo room feels important somehow. I don't know.
So we've brought a crystalline entity into the dispo room, which I
Or
like.
if we're talking about inheritance passing on, this could be like since we haven't harvested the crystals, like this could be the first like crystal that was birthed in the dispo room.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because we haven't been harvesting them. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it starts to crack, right?
Mhm.
The
It's happening.
tube.
It's happening.
Do you think? I mean,
It's any moment, I think. Something's moving.
Images start flashing. First, like a static black and white and red, and then red, the red, like red planet, like red, the crystals flashing red. It's starting to like get agitated the way that the one that you saw out in the wastes was agitated.
should be.
Welcome to eternity. You're doing fine. Everything's totally okay. Don't worry.
We can let you out.
It like shows yourself back at you.
That's right. I'm Madame Giselle. Gisela, even. Some call me.
And I'm two. We're friendly.
We are friends of your people. We are friends of the balance of Sump.
Sump?
Yes, the Sump. We're your fellow Sumpers. We seek blue skies and not red sands.
It starts to flash. It's like it starts to turn what you think is like a calming blue, but like you actually feel this kind of like crackling at the base of your skull.
We're not shareholders. We're not.
We're not Aftaksu.
We were put here against our will.
And we've been here for many posits.
It starts to fade. You see more of the cracks.
Perhaps you wish to join us in Sump.
Sump?
Yes, we think we have much that we could pass on to you. Especially two here. He is also a native of this world.
I mean, technically that is true.
You see, like, what looks like an image of you growing out of a crystal. Like, it's very confused.
Yeah, kind of like, no, I was just born here in this place.
In this exact room, actually.
But I know how some of this technology works.
All of it. Come on, you're
Okay, yeah.
Dispo.
Yes, the Dispo.
You're in the Dispo.
You know about the Dispo?
It's like it shows an image of two actually working on the Dispo from before.
Yeah, that's... Well, you don't want me to run the Dispo. That would hurt you.
Sump.
Maybe the two of you could work on it together somehow. So it wouldn't.
If you want me to sump for you, I can.
Upstate.
You want to go upstate?
Maybe we have a chance to create upstate here.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Don't worry. There's a lot of posits left.
Yeah. Yeah, we can figure this out. I'll stick with you as long as it takes.
Blue skies.
Blue skies.
Red sands.
Blue skies over red sands.
All right, that's the final scene.
Yeah, we're going to go into our legacy. So first I will read our entering this legacy. The last moments or the aftermath. That wave was just the beginning. They flooded our home, wave after wave, thousands upon thousands. They've seized the outpost for their own purposes, and some newcomers don't even know there was ever a first expedition. As our home is transformed into something we no longer recognize, how do we leave our mark?
Yeah, I like the image of waves and waves of shareholders.
These ships just come in.
This is part of what they get with their package, right? They get the plot of land or whatever it is.
Yep. As our home is transformed into something we no longer recognize, how do we leave our mark?
So yeah, I think I'll continue where we were maybe headed and try and sort of identify something the outsiders stand to learn. So, I mean, the eternity itself is destroyed. The cave kind of caves in, but there are a few of us who are able to be in there to run the Dispo, to create additional crystals at a faster rate. And so it's going to take time, and I'm almost completely isolated except for these weird crystal things, but there is an insurgency brewing. It's not ours, it's something.
Madame Gisela is assumed by the outsiders to be like a master of these crystals. Like, is just very learned. Like this bog shaman is sort of how they see her, is like this weird person who's been here forever and knows things. And so she's actually captured and taken away. They assume that she knows all there is to know about these crystals. And so she is inculcated into their society, and they try and basically treat her like this curio, this like bushwoman, basically try and find out as much as they can about tight. They're very interested in tight for sure, and just about sort of everything that had been happening here beforehand. Unfortunately, I guess the assumption that they make is that she knows things about the crystals. All she knows is how to make them exactly. So that's what she starts doing. She starts making them for these outsiders.
I've got one, but I'm going to narrate what happened at the end of that other scene.
Sure.
But don't worry.
Do it. Take it.
So I have a hard decision made in secret. Ooh. So we cut back to like M raising their weapon and Bizz is raising the radio. And he presses the radio and he says like, I need an options package. And they're like, they say like approved. And so Bizz like gives M this option to buy in. Right, to like be a shareholder, but because like their services will be useful, like they're gonna need people who can get stuff done out in the wastes. M kind of walks away from this encounter with Bizz, like trying to think like what like should I or shouldn't I? That's gonna be the end of M's story. Is them kind of sitting back in that bunk trying to like rack their brains.
So I have a ritual for the dead. We see this dome, and it's like lit up. We hear screams from inside as we zoom in, and we are in Aftoxu land, the happiest place on Mars. And we follow a class of children who are like walking in, and you see a guy in a crystal costume, and they're like, isn't it weird that like that one is like a guy crystal that can talk, and that one is a crystal that they just walk on a leash, but they're both crystals? And they're like, don't worry about it. And so they continue on, and they get to the Heroes of Mars animatronic exhibit, or holo exhibit. And it sort of walks through, and you see Bizz Alden and the people of eternity. He's shaking hands with Momo there, and they kind of wave to the kids and give us a speech about how if you work hard, you'll colonize the galaxy. And on there, shuffled onto the next thing. And, you know, there's more exhibits about the Crystal Wars and all this stuff, but it's a whole lot of fun.
Sounds great.
Wow.
And it didn't all explode, Eric. Almost.
That was way worse.
Yes, way worse. Way worse.
With that, our story ends. We will return again with another tale to spin to dare to entertain. I was one of your players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. Ken, where can people find you?
Hey, Board Ghost, find me, Ken, on Twitter and Instagram at Berlingsbeard, BERLINGS. I am a freelance dungeon master in the New York City area. If you're looking for someone to run games for you, definitely contact me.
All right. Eric, where can people find you?
Hey, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at PresentEric, all one word.
And I'm Jeff Dietlere, at Exciting Jeff on Twitter.
All right. So the Kickstarter is passed. Where should people go to find out more if they missed out on
the Kickstarter? Oh, man, if they missed the Kickstarter for my jam, what are we going to do?
I think
we don't know.
Maybe
We're still
chasing
figuring it
one
out.
of y'all's Twitters for now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our
maybe
Twitters are always
get
great.
in touch with you
Yeah,
guys.
we're going to eventually have the PDF up, pay what you want for just the rules. So
Nice.
that's super exciting.
that'll be great.
The zine, though, if you
that's-
missed the Kickstarter, you missed
done
the zine.
Kickstarter. Oh.
So, sorry.
Come find me, everybody. You can look at my zine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to rob
Yeah.
one of us.
Yeah, you can
Exactly.
come look at my jam zine.
All right. Well, again, thanks, guys, for coming on. This
Thank
has
you
been a
so
blast.
much for having
Thanks
us.
for having us. This
thanks
is
for
awesome.
coming on again.
All right. To learn more about the engine and players in our story, go check out our website at boardghost.com. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at BoardGhostWorld on Twitter. Shout out if you have any comments or anything like that. Leave reviews on iTunes, your favorite listening portal. Take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest epinudes.
True enough.
Sure.
With Dialect.
If you'd like to help collaborate in making the show, go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/boardghost. You can also go to Facebook and follow us there at facebook.com/boardghost. And that's all the good stuff. If you if you like the theme song, we'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about him at patcouples.tumblr.com or his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.
Dying don't agree with me.